Our author, Eve Ensler, was present for the birth of her granddaughter, and she was in awe of vaginas before that moment. She is in deep worship now.
I was there when her vagina opened. We were all there, her mother, her husband, and I, and the nurse from the Ukraine, with her whole hand up there in her vagina, feeling and turning with her rubber glove as she talked casually to us, like she was turning on a loaded faucet. I was there when the contractions made her crawl on all fours, made unfamiliar moans leak out of her pores, and still there, after hours, when she just screamed suddenly wild, her arms striking at the electric air. I was there when her vagina changed from a shy sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a sacred vessel, a Venetian canal, a deep well, with a tiny, stuck child inside, waiting to be rescued. I saw the colors of her vagina. They changed. Saw the bruised, broken blue, the blistering tomato red, the gray pink, the dark. Saw the blood like perspiration along the edges. Saw the yellow-white liquid, the shit, the clots, pushing out all the holes, pushing harder and harder. Saw through the hole. The baby's head, scratches of black hair. Saw it just there behind the bone. Hard, raw memory, as the nurse from the Ukraine kept turning and turning her slippery hand. I was there when each of us, her mother and I, held a leg and spread her wide, pushing with all our strength against her pushing, and her husband sternly counting 1, 2, 3, telling her to focus, harder. We looked into her then. We couldn't get our eyes out of that place. We forget the vagina, all of us. What else could explain our lack of awe, our lack of reverence? I was there when the doctor reached in with Alice in Wonderland spoons, and there as the vagina became a wide operatic mouth, singing with all its strength first, the little head, then the gray flopping arm, then the fast swimming body, swimming quickly into our weeping arms. I was there later, when I just turned and faced her vagina. I stood and let myself see her, all spread, completely exposed, mutilated, swollen, and torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hands, who was calmly sewing her there. I stood, and her vagina suddenly became a wide, red, pulsing heart. The heart is capable of sacrifice, so is the vagina. The heart is able to forgive and repair. It can change its shape to let us in. It can expand to let us out. So can the vagina. It can ache for us and stretch for us, die for us, and bleed us into this difficult, wondrous world. I was there in the room. I remember.
And an author. She was Chief of Staff of the Ministry of Gender and the Rights of Women of Haiti, and she founded Infofam, which collects and promotes women's stories fighting for women's rights through the media. She was extraordinary, and she was beloved. She brought V-Day and the Vagina Monologues to Haiti, and she died in the earthquake.
Almost a year has passed since 2010 cracked open at its spine. A year since I began calling you, calling and calling, believing the ring would find you and wake you, your cell gripped in your buried hand. Those days of exploding living rooms and limbs, a blizzard of cement and bone. Those days of body bags and not enough body bags, of silent babies wandering the remains, and mad digging, and sometimes screams, cheers, prayers. those days right after Haiti collapsed like a house of cards. You who had been holding it up, now suddenly under it. Miriam, there are women in the streets, in cars, in camps, in ragged patchwork tents. Women hardly clothed, grabbed by hungry, angry men, filled with babies not their own. There are women who, in order to work, must leave their daughters. Women with blood on their legs, terrified to take a bath. Women waiting to sleep, waiting for doors and roofs and walls. And there are women refusing to wait. Women calling up your memory, your name. You worked so hard to change all this, like the biblical prophetess returned to your land, tambourine in hand, to sing the songs of your women. You knew the future of Haiti depended on it. You and Magali and Anne-Marie and all the others who tore down the gates, who changed the street names, packed the courtrooms, made new laws. Your bodies may be lying amidst the steel and the dust, but you did not perish there. We are not giving up. We are singing your song, emboldened by your name. Miriam, Miriam, Miriam.
Donations. But first we want to thank some of the businesses in the community for all their support for this production. Firstly, Quinoa, thank you, Wolfhound, Sharkies, Casa, HQ Bar, JK Factory, Taco Senora, Busan Habs for all your promotion, thank you so much. Korea Bridge, Choco Genie, and Eva's for putting on the fundraiser on Friday and for the after party tonight. The girls who baked all the cookies, thank you. Buy cookies! China cookies, yes. All of the volunteers who helped tonight. Anthony and Violet for doing sound, thank you. Dong, we couldn't have done this without you. They're not here. But Dong, Vinyl, and Old 55, he's awesome. And thank you to the women from the Women's Shelter. The work you do is amazing. And all of you for coming, thank you. After party at Eva's, and now for the raffle. Okay.